Okay, so we'll get started in a minute. So hi, Mrs. Yang. Thank you so much for joining me today, and it's an honor to be able to speak with you. So right now, I'll give a brief introduction of myself and the organization Women in Humanities. My name is Jessica Wu. I come from Shanghai, and I'm currently studying in a boarding school in Concord, Massachusetts. So today, women in STEM are gaining increasing recognition from the um, efforts of many individuals and organizations in the world. However, despite a significant number of women studying the humanities, many female voices still remain unheard in this realm. So I co-founded Women in Humanities with a group of high school students around the world to address this disparity by spotlighting exceptional women in fields like literature, philosophy, history, and more. Our mission is to ensure that their valuable contributions get the attention they deserve, encourage more girls to pursue humanities as a career after school, and lessen the gap between the number of females studying humanities and the number of actual females prominent in this field. So I guess the first question I have for you is, as a female professional in the humanities and a well-known professor in literature, can you give an introduction of yourself?
Okay, my English name is Genevieve. This is from the French. Uh, I I study English literature and culture at Peking University. Then I went to Manchester University to get the master degree. Then I have been teaching in Shanghai East China University of Science and Technology for about 40 years.
That's very nice to hear. Thank you for that. Um, and you mentioned that in about 1975, you went to Peking University to study English language and literature. Is that right?
1979, yes.
Oh, okay.
In
Sorry,
1979.
1979. So at that time, few females were engaged in this field. So what attracted and motivated you to pursue humanities as your major and your later career?
I think we know that the humanities cover a diverse range of knowledge, including literature, philosophy, history, art, etc. Uh, they are uh, the important part of human civilization. For me, choosing humanities as my major and a career pursuit was somehow driven by a kind of passion and a respect at first for literature. Um, Firstly, my interest in literature was cultivated by my granny. I was raised by grandmother who lived in the suburb of Shanghai, and she believed in Buddhism. She told me a lot of Chinese tales, some mythological stories, and stories in the Buddhism when I was little, very young. So which sparked my imagination, and I look at the moon and thinking about Chang'e, Wugang, etc. Okay, so later on, I began to read a lot of uh, literary works, and I also enjoy writing. For example, I began to write the poems when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and some were published in the newspaper for we call it 青少年, the young pioneers. And I also enjoy writing some stories, even when I studied at the university. I use the stream of consciousness and write some short stories. Okay, and we often went to some theater, etc. Okay, so all this gave me the endless pleasure, inspired me to appreciate the richness, the complexity of human emotions. So this kind of passion has driven me to delve deeper into the humanities, try to find the essence and also share my insights with others. Okay, so I think these are the major reasons, I think.
Okay, that was so nice. Thank you so much. I loved hearing your story about your passion for humanities, and that was absolutely beautiful. And you also mentioned that you study abroad in the University of Manchester in England. So, have you observed any disparities between the education of humanities in China versus in the UK?
Yes. In terms of education, we noticed that China's humanity education focuses a lot on the cultivation of the morality. We call it the sentiment, the culture, some skills in multiple aspects. In UK, humanities education focus more on the cultivation of individuals with critical thinking and creative, innovative spirits. Okay, and also stress on the comprehensive development of individuals. And from the curricular setting, China's humanities education curricular system seems quite complete. But in the actual teaching process, some schools may be too focused on exam scores. Okay, so it affects some students' interest and enthusiasm for the humanities subjects. And I noticed in UK, the humanities education curriculum is more flexible. I not only study at the university, I also went to some high school and to observe, to learn how do they study the humanities. I noticed that they can choose to learn different areas of humanity knowledge based on their own interests. In the high school, even in the middle school, they could change some subjects or choose some subjects freely. Okay, that's quite good. Okay, and also from the faculty perspective, now in China, the overall quality of the faculty team in humanity discipline is quite high. In a university, the teachers should have the doctor degree, okay? But in some regions, and there are still the shortage of teachers, and some teachers' humanity knowledge is also quite limited. For example, some feel to read a lot. When I studied at the university, we really read a lot. Every week, we will finish 1 or 2 books, okay, in the original for the literary works. If somebody said that we haven't finished reading 100 books, you'll feel a little bit shameful. But now, if I ask a teacher, English major teacher, have you finished reading 100 books? Few will say yes. And some English major students also do not read a lot. I say at least you should read 20 to 50 books. Okay. In the UK, I noticed that more emphasis is placed on reading, extensive reading, and also a kind of professional development of the teachers. Okay, so I noticed in China, we also give a lot of opportunity for the teachers training, promotion. In UK, they also give a lot of opportunity for the teachers development. So make the faculty team in UK humanity discipline quite stable and powerful. I also sit in a lot of lectures. Okay, almost every week, there were some lectures, okay, in the field of humanities about history, literature, philosophy, etc. Okay, in China now, we also have this kind of lectures, but some teachers are not that stable or powerful or attractive. Okay. So in terms of the results, in China, there exists, we all know, the exam-oriented education phenomena. And the UK humanity education pays more attention to cultivating students' kind of critical thinking and innovative consciousness. These are some of the disparities I can work out. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. I also kind of resonate with your experience because I also studied in China for a few years before coming to the US to study, and I've also noticed these differences. So moving on to the next question, after teaching for 40 years and witnessing the evolution of education in China, has the teaching of humanities in college changed over time, and how so?
Yes, okay. The change is always there. We know in China, the education of humanities has always been highly valued because we know it relates to the cultivation of well-rounded talents. And so with the change of the social development, the teaching of humanities has always been constantly adjusted, reformed. Some teachers hate this kind of adjusting and reform, but still, right, okay, we should have some reform. For example, the change of the educational concepts, okay, the change of the curriculum, the syllabus, because I used to be the deputy dean in charge of the teaching. So I'm quite familiar with the curriculum, the change of the curriculum, the change of the syllabus. Okay, so I just witnessed the change of the educational concepts. Okay, so we emphasize, okay, the cultivation of students' comprehensive quality. We also advocate that we should help students to think critically, to cultivate their innovative ability. That is on the curriculum, on the syllabus, right? Okay, so that is the change of the concept. In this aspect, we notice that the humanities teaching, focusing on encouraging students to ask questions, to explore and express their views, to improve their thinking. Okay, that's quite good. The concept is good. And also, I noticed the optimization of the course setting, because the change of the society, right? Okay, so with the constant change in social needs, the teaching content of humanities has also constant adjusted. For example, in recent years, many universities have opened the courses like intercultural communication. I'll be teaching this course for a couple of years to the undergraduate students and the postgraduate students. Intercultural communication emphasize the importance of the relationship between language and culture, and how to have the intercultural awareness, and how to enhance their the skills of the intercultural communication. And also we have some course like cultural heritage protection, 国别研究, we call it maybe the cultural studies, okay. And even some university have the urban culture research. So we have some of the courses with the culture stuff, okay, to meet the needs of society for cultural inheritance, innovation. So these are the change of the courses, okay, the new courses just coming, and some old outdated courses just out, okay. And also the change of the teaching methods, okay. We know with the development of science and technology, new technology, like we don't use a lot of the blackboard or whiteboard, right? Okay, we use the PPT. In China we call it PPT, like a PowerPoint, and internet, big data, and we also began to use some artificial intelligence, the GPT. Some teachers just gradually use them to the teaching of the humanities. And for example, online teaching platforms, okay, are quite popularly used, and the virtual reality technology, etc. Okay, so we used in the teaching, right? Okay, and another thing is the change is the encouragement of international cooperation and exchange of the students. Okay, each year we will send some students to America, to UK, and also the foreign students come to our university and other universities also have this kind of practice. Okay, so this the change. So we are talking about globalization. So under this kind of background of globalization, the teaching of humanity in China, just try to align with the international community. Okay, the ideas are good, right? Okay, many universities launch cooperative programs in the humanities with some foreign institutions and jointly train students, and also exchange teachers, train teachers. So it will help to enhance the international status of China's humanities, but also cultivate the talents with some international perspective. However, the results and the reality is not as good as expected. We notice the change, okay, the change of the concepts, the change of the ideas. But in one way or another, the results are not that satisfactory. So we'll continue doing that. Okay.
Yes, thank you. That was a very insightful response. So you've mentioned that the education of humanities has always been important in China and in other parts of the world in educating a well-rounded individual. So as now, what do you think learning humanities such as literature, history, and philosophy can bring to a person?
Oh, it's very important. So why is it called humanities? Humanity, the key word is human. So as a human, you should learn humanity. Okay, so humanities have significant meaning for individuals. It can help improve our overall quality and help us to understand ourselves better, understand the world better. And it can also provide the special wisdom to give us the strength to help us to finish the life journey happily. Okay. For example, the study of literature. Okay. Personally, I have a lot of passion for literature. Okay, because literature can help us to develop some kind of aesthetic taste, critical thinking. Francis Bacon said, "Study serve for delight." The first word is for delight, for ornament, and for ability. So delight make you happy, right? Okay, you read literary works, okay, and you will also understand the world, the society better, and we can also observe the evolution of human nature, the society, the history, and in the process of reading literary works, we can also improve our expressive ability, okay, and exercise our independence of the thought, okay. It may help us to make a wise decision when faced some complex problems in life and work. So study literature can really benefit us a lot. And secondly, for example, the history, Francis Bacon also said that like, history make man wise, okay? Because history can help us understand ourselves, the world we live in now. You know what happened in the world, okay? The Ukraine-Russian conflicts, and then Palestine and Israel conflicts. If you know the history, it will help us to know the conflicts. Okay? Although we don't know how to solve it, right? Okay? History is a kind of record of the human society's development. So if we study history to know more about history, we can understand the culture, the politics, the economics, the social systems, or just as I mentioned, the conflicts. Okay, so it is important to form our own worldview, the values, even our life philosophy. Okay, for Chinese, we should not only know the Chinese history, we should also know if you study English, you should also know the Western history, the world history. Okay, and another example is philosophy. I often encourage students to learn philosophy. You should know some philosophy, because philosophy, this word philosophy means love, right? Okay, so means wisdom. Philosophy means love wisdom, love knowledge. So philosophy is the important knowledge of life. It will help us to explore, to know the meaning of life. Why do we live? Okay, so philosophy can guide us to think about the essence and the values of life. Just recently, I gave the lecture to the students, and then they asked me to recommend some books. One of the books is the philosophy, okay, about the philosophy, and I talk about existentialism, and I said existentialism tells us that although the world is not friendly, it is hostile. Okay, you may find it is ridiculous to live in the world, but existentialism tells us that the meaning of living. So when we live in the world, there should be some meaning. The meaning of living is up to you. You have to work out the meaning of living. So every day, if you find something interesting, positive, you work out the meaning, you'll be happy. So it is quite positive, right? Okay. So studying philosophy can make us more mentally resilient when we face some challenges, difficulties, and help us to view the world and view ourselves more reasonably, make us more optimistic and positive in the face of some difficulties and setbacks. Okay. So the study of philosophy is really important. Okay. It provides the guidance for our lives and careers, both Chinese philosophy and Western philosophy. Okay. Especially in the era of rapid technological advancement, globalization, etc. Right? Okay? The values, the wisdom, the spiritual power conveyed by the humanities in terms of philosophy, literature, etc. Okay, they provide a kind of important foundation for us to face the future challenges. So I think it is really important. It can bring a lot of benefits to a person, to all the individuals.
Yes, thank you so much. The humanity is such a precious and integral part of our human nature. And so, as you have mentioned, there are so many benefits that we can get from learning the humanities. However, the rise of artificial intelligence is creating changes in many fields. I mean, like ChatGPT can craft a beautiful essay in just seconds. So, in your opinion, can the power of humanity still remain under the influence of AI?
First of all, we must acknowledge that artificial intelligence has indeed changed our lives in many ways. Okay, so in the field of technology, education, finance, medicine, etc., the application of AI has achieved, some quite amazing results. So this kind of results, to some extent, improve human productivity, efficiency, but it does not mean the power of humanities will be weakened. Although AI has powerful computing and analysis capabilities, but it still depends to a great extent on human design, right? Okay, and on human guidance. So human values, the ethical values, the vision of a better world, a better future, these kind of things that AI cannot fully replace. You use the word the power of humanity. So I think we should clarify the concept of the power of humanity. So what is the power of humanity? My understanding is that it refers to the human qualities and abilities in thought, in morality, in art, in culture, So these are the essential features that distinguish humans from other things or living things or the machine things, right? Okay. And so these are the important force for the continuous development and the progress of our human society. We notice that throughout the history, humanistic power has driven the flourishing and the development of human civilization, creating the rich spiritual wealth for our human being. And secondly, we know the power of humanity, and we should also understand or recognize relationship between artificial intelligence and the power of humanity. Just as I mentioned, artificial intelligence as a scientific and technological tool can provide new tools, new means for the research in the humanities, and help us promote the development of humanity disciplines. For example, AI technology has achieved some significant results in the area of some ancient literature compilation. I think you have read some material, and historical research, artistic creation, and also some other fields. Okay. But at the same time, knowledge and ideas from humanities can also guide the development of artificial intelligence, make AI more in line with the human needs and values. So the relationship between artificial intelligence and human power, I think it's not one of the opposition, but it is a kind of mutual promotion and a kind of joint development. So I think under the influence of artificial intelligence, human power or the power of humanity or humanistic power, I don't know, maybe the same words, okay, can not only be maintained, but also as a kind of potential for further development. We should not be scared, okay, about artificial intelligence. We should learn to wisely use it. So the key lies in how we properly handle the relationship between the two. Okay, I think they can promote each other and jointly contribute to the prosperity and development of humanity if we can just wisely manipulate the AI. But in this process, I think we human beings should pay attention to the popularization of humanity education, the cultivation of the humanistic literacy, and pay attention to the development direction of artificial intelligence technology to ensure that technology always conforms to human values and needs, because we really don't know what will happen, okay, if the direction is deviated, right? Okay. So if we can just handle it properly, artificial intelligence and humanity power can jointly push human society towards a more bright future.
Thank you so
This is
much.
my understanding. Yeah.
That was a very powerful explanation. Very interesting. So next question is a kind of a controversial question, but recently a famous influencer called Zhang Xuefeng dissuaded students from studying humanities by saying that people who graduate with a humanities degree will be destined to serve others in our industry, which is basically saying 文科是服务业. So what is your opinion on this quote?
So this is Zhang Xuefeng, this guy, just become famous because he said that I can give you a lot of help to choose the right discipline, the right subject, to help you to find a better job. Okay, if you can choose a university or subject properly, okay, and your future will be bright. Otherwise, you will suffer. When he talked about 文科, right? Okay, I think the 文科 referred to some liberal arts. So he said this in the in the live stream, right? Okay, the liberal arts, just a part of the service industry, we noticed that actually we were very angry, okay? And I think he does not understand what is humanity or what is liberal arts, okay? We know liberal arts including humanities, the social sciences, and so it carry on the transmission and the development of human civilization. Without liberal arts, without humanities, okay, human civilization will not be perfect just with the science technologies, right? Okay, so liberal arts majors aim to cultivate the students' cultural literacy, thinking ability, and so we cannot just simply put into the basket of service industry. He just use the word lick, right? Okay, 什么去舔，对吧？是 lick, okay. So this is a kind of devaluation of the entire humanities, a kind of devaluation of the dreams and the creativity. It also reflects some kind of the modern society's tendency to value efficiency, just to value, okay. This society increasingly relies on the data-driven thinking and has a kind of lightweight and weakened attitude towards individual humanistic qualities. It's a dangerous trend, and I hope that media and society as a whole will pay more attention to the study of humanity and the cultivation of the spirit of humanity. Okay, so most teachers, most parents, I think will listen to him, but some will be really influenced by this guy, Zhang Xufeng, right? Okay.
Yes, thank you. I also agree that like the increasing tendency to value efficiency is very concerning and is a devaluation of our modern humanities. So yeah, and the last question I have for you is, a lot of people say it's hard to find jobs after graduating with a humanities degree. So if reality clashes with your dreams, what kind of advice would you give to those who really aspire to study the humanities?
The clash between reality and a dream, okay.
Yeah.
My dream was to be a teacher, and I have been a teacher, so I realized my dream. Most people will face this kind of clash between reality and a dream, especially when you talk about those people who have the passion for humanity, right? Okay, but we should know everyone's passion for the humanities and the dreams are unique. So when facing reality, it is important to realize your strengths, your weakness, understand the environment in which you should find yourself, and clarify your goals. You have to make it specific. What do you want to be? Okay. When I graduate, at that time, okay, we had a lot of choices. For example, I could choose to go to the Bank of China or news agency, Xinhua She, and also just stay at Peking University or teach at Tsinghua University. But firstly, I just wanted to go back to home because our parents, right, they were old and sick. And then in Shanghai, I got a choice, several choices, like the bank, some big company, and I just chose to teach in the university. Although this university at the time is called the institute, okay, quite small, but I just want to be a teacher. Okay, so this is my dream. Now you sometimes have to clarify your goals, make them more specific. Okay, do you really want to be a teacher? Okay, still you can realize it. Only by understanding yourself and the environment can you better evaluate the feasibility of your dreams and how to seek a breakthrough in reality. In recent months, I noticed some of my students just were enrolled in the schools, the middle school, the primary school, to be the teacher, because it is a dream. Although they got the master degree in law or in some other subjects, I said, why don't you become a lawyer? You want to teach in the middle school? She just said, because this is my dream. I think, oh, okay, that's good. Okay. Some humanity enthusiasts often have strong idealistic spirit. The more literary works you read, okay, the more the more emphasis you will put on your some kind of idealistic spirit. Okay, on the one hand, it's good, but on the other hand, it may make you feel unhappy in life, because in real life, the contradiction between ideals and reality is always unavoidable. So in this case, you have to learn to adjust your mindset, accept the imperfection of reality, and at the same time, you should believe firmly that your dream still had the possibility of being realized. Maintaining a positive attitude can help you to find new opportunities in difficult situations. I don't think that it is hard to find jobs after graduating with a humanities major, because I've noticed those students, okay, most of them, I won't say all of them, but most of them still find the job. It may not be that ideal, but still, okay, they enjoy it. They enjoy it. So we should have the patience, perseverance. Just believe in yourself, believe in your dream. The study of the humanities, okay, is a right choice. It help you to live a kind of more. It might be difficult to say more satisfactory life, but make you to think deeper, to enjoy life from the overall perspectives. Okay, so on the path of pursuing one's dream, one will encounter a lot of difficulties and setbacks. But as long as one has that patience, perseverance, the passion, the love for humanities, I think you were sure to overcome the difficulties. So just strive continuously, and eventually one's dream will become a reality. So understand the relationship between reality and a dream, and adjust it, okay, change it, adjust your mindset, okay, clarify your goals, and I think life will be simplified, and you will also be happier.
Yes,
I don't know whether this advice is useful or not. Okay.
Yeah, it's really useful. I 100% agree with you in like believing in the imperfection of reality, but still chasing your dreams in a determined fashion. That was very invaluable advice, and thank you so much. And that was all of my questions. Thank you so much for joining me here again, and it was really an honor to have you.
Okay, thank you for inviting me to share some of my ideas and insights with you. Okay, thank you.